Hello, everyone. Happy Monday. I am Erica Champion Wise, Elite Independent Consultant with Paparazzi Accessories, and it is time for some Motivation Monday. Oh my goodness, it's been a minute since we've done these, right? It's time we get back to them. I have missed them. I saw so many people last week, and I heard that you're missing them too. So this feels like a good day to get back to business, right? So I hope you're having a good day. I hope you're having a good Monday. If you're watching me live, I'm in several places live right now. If you're watching me live, let me know. Let me know how far this is getting today, okay? Um, I'm in several places. I'm live right now. Gosh, this brush is amazing. So how are you? How is your week? How have things been? Just tell me all the things. How you been? You been? You been? We've been over here, okay? It's been it's been an adventure. This last year has been just an adventure over here, and I haven't done a Monday motivation in a while. So we're back today. And today's topic is what I think is a good one. I think today's topic is a really good one. I hope you agree because I want to talk about loving yourself enough. If you haven't met me, hello, welcome. I'm so glad you're here. I am a self-proclaimed rebel and a rule breaker. I don't follow the rules. In fact, I literally look for loopholes so I can find them. Okay, I try to find the loopholes in all things. It's just what I do. Okay. Everyone has their thing. Mine is finding loopholes. And so I am a regular rebel. And in this area, I am one heck of a rebel. Let me tell you what I mean by that. So many people, I see it every day. I have lived it. I have walked, girl. I have lived this where I motivate myself out of hate. You motivate yourself out of fear. You motivate yourself out of all these things other than love. Tell me you've done this. I know you have. You don't even have to tell me. I know you have. We have motivated ourselves out of emotion other than love. And this is very normal. It's very human. It's just what we do, right? Where you guys, if you've watched me for a while, I've literally said I would motivate myself to get up and do things with threats. I would threaten myself. Erica, get up. You got to go sell jewelry or you're going back to the classroom. Like I would motivate myself by threatening myself. Who's done that? Erica, you got to get up. You got to lose weight or you're going to stay this size forever. Have you threatened yourself like that? Have you tried to use that as your motivation? If you have, you're among friends. You're absolutely among friends if that has been the way that you've tried to motivate yourself. I'm here today to tell you there's another way, there's a better way, there's a different way, and there is a more long lasting way. Because fear is only going to work for so long, right? You've done it. I've seen teammates do it. I've done it. I've seen perfect strangers do it, where fear will work for a little while. That fear of I'm not going to eat if I don't make money. That fear of, I'm going to stay fat forever if I don't go lose weight. That kind of thing. You know what I'm saying about? What I'm talking about? That fear only motivates you for so long. Then we have hate. Oh, friend, hate is my least favorite motivator, right? They hate me, so I'm going to show them up. They told me I couldn't, so I'm going to show them I can. That is my least favorite motivator. It works. It absolutely works. Have you ever used hate? Tell me in the comments if you've ever used hate to motivate yourself. I got haters, and so I'm going to show them how great I can be. And I know you've heard other leaders tell you this. I know you've said it to yourself. It's a good short-term motivator. It's a good kick your own butt, get out of your own way motivator. Hate, yeah, you can start with hate. Absolutely. I've lost my brush here. You can absolutely start with hate. But hate is not a good long-term motivator. It's just not. There's no two ways about it. Hate is not a good long-term motivator. You'll stay good for a little while and you'll go hard and heavy and you'll go fast, but you won't go long. And you've heard the cliche, and it's a cliche for a reason. This life right here that we live in, she's a marathon. Life's a marathon. And if you're using hate for short bursts, what you gonna do when the hate runs out? Right? What you gonna do when the fear runs out, when it's no longer pushing you, when that's just not good enough reason for you to get up and work, for you to get up and get out and lace up those shoes and put in those miles today? What are you gonna do when those things that you've relied on for so long are no longer there? And this is why I'm here today, to tell you that there is a better way. There is a way to motivate yourself that will last long term. And it's love. It is self-love. And I titled this one, Love Yourself Enough. And I really mean that. Love yourself enough. Self-love will make you do things you think you can't do. They really will. Self-love will make you put the donut down, kind of thing, right? When you can look at the woman in the mirror or the man in the mirror and say, I love you enough to go to the gym tonight, even though I don't want to. When you can look at the man or the woman in the mirror and say, I love you enough to get on Facebook Live and do what I said I was going to do so that I can make the money to take care of us long term. You see what I'm saying? When you love yourself enough, you will do amazing things. Speaking of amazing things, I got this, literally just got this text from my mom. I'm going to read it to you on live. The other reason I called you was to tell you I'm down 8 pounds. My mom is in the process. I just lost an earring, y'all. I got one earring here. My mom is in the process, and she's older, of loving herself enough to lose the weight that she's needed to lose for the majority of her adult life. And this is a process. When you love yourself, you all of a sudden will take the action to do the thing that you've needed to do. I hope we're making sense here. Tell me I'm making sense. Because when you hate yourself, when you dislike yourself, when you don't like what you see in the mirror, you are absolutely not going to take action to take care of the person in the mirror. When you don't like what you see in the mirror, you're not going to take care of who you see in the mirror. When you don't like and you don't love and you flat out, some of us hate ourselves, you're not going to feel good enough to show up for a business that you've started, right? And I know this is hard truth, but this is truth that we need to hear. And when you begin to love yourself, suddenly those things that were so hard for you to do, those activities that your upline told you needed to do for your business, they're not as daunting. And leader, I want to talk to you. Leader to leader here. Look me in the eye here. Often, not all the time, but often, your teammate is not being obstinate and not doing what it is you've told them to do. Now, there are people out there who are. This is the majority. The majority of your teammates are not being difficult. They're not being obstinate. They're not ignoring you. They're not doing any of that kind of stuff when they're not doing what you've told them to do in order to be a success in this business. Most of them. They don't feel good enough to do it. They don't feel worthy enough to do it. They don't feel like they deserve the success that will come when they do that. I've lived it. Heck, you've probably lived it, right? Be honest, you've probably lived it too. Leader, hear my heart. Leader to leader. Your teammate is not being a butthead, most of them, by not doing what you've told them to do. They don't feel good enough to deserve what comes from what they're doing. They don't love themselves enough to do the tasks that they need to do for their business. I really want you to really chew on this. And I know someone has popped into your mind as, you know what, Erica may be right. I know this girl. I know Stephanie over there. And yeah, no, she never does what I ask her to. And she's just got this just terrible self-esteem. Yeah, that makes total sense. Self-esteem and self-love is connected to our action. The way we identify ourselves plays out in what we do with ourselves. If you don't love yourself, you're not going to take care of yourself. If you don't love yourself, you're not going to work a business that's going to let you take care of yourself. If you don't love yourself, you're not going to show up and do the things that you need to do for your business. You're not going to do the things that you need to do for your life. You're just not. Self-love is so interconnected, especially as women. Self-love is so interconnected into just everything that we do. And so, leader, hear my heart. Most people are not being difficult. You got some who are. We're not talking about that one, okay? We're talking about the one who doesn't think they're worthy. We're talking about the one who, when she looks in the mirror, she hates herself. That's the one we're talking about. And I want to talk to you, one who looks in the mirror and hates herself. I want to tell you, you are worthy. You are good enough. You are enough. Hold on, this eyeliner is giving me a fit over here. This one's a little janky today. It's going to be fine. We're fine. It's all good. It's Monday. You are enough, right? You are good enough. I did not choose this shirt on purpose. It was literally the first one in the closet today. But it's relevant. And so now I'm going to ask you to stop the crap. Love you, but stop it today. Stop it. Stop the crap of I'm not good enough. Stop the crap of I'm not worthy. Stop the crap of, well, I can't do it because stop. Stop focusing on all of this other stuff and begin to look at the woman in the mirror and begin to fall in love with the woman in the mirror. When you fall in love with yourself, your actions change. I want you to think about your spouse. Lots and lots of us are married. When they get on your nerves and you don't even like them, you don't do nothing for them, right? Right? And tell me I'm wrong. When you don't like the person who shares your bed, you don't do too much for them unless it's out of obligation, and then you resent them and then you don't like them, and then we got a whole nother problem, right? That go to therapy for that kind of thing, right? You do this with your own spouse, right? I promise you, you're doing this with yourself. When you don't like you, you don't take care of you. Hold on. How an issue. Here we go. Here we go. Apparently I can't talk and do two things at one time today. We're on the struggles. When you don't like you, you don't take good care of you. When you don't love yourself, you don't do the things that you, oh, I just poked my own eyeball. Lord, you don't do the things that you have committed to do. Okay. Vanessa, you're cracking me up. Yeah. You already doing this with your spouse. You're doing this with you too. And there's a second part of this, that if you're doing things out of, I lost an earring. Lord, I don't know where this earring went. I got one. I picked up my phone and I got one earring. So, okay, well, find it later. When you do things out of obligation to your spouse, to yourself, to your kids, resentment can build, right? Resentment builds in a big way. And so one of the blocks to your self-love is resentment. You resent yourself for all the times you didn't take care of yourself, all the times you quit on yourself, all the times you said you were gonna and then you didn't. Honey, you're normal. You're perfectly, completely normal. And deal with your resentment. Deal with your bitterness. Deal with the hate in your own heart. And begin to love yourself. Because when you love yourself, you'll show up different for yourself. You started a business for a reason, right? You started whatever journey you started for a reason, and you played a role. You play a big role. So when you learn to love the person in the mirror, everything will change. Okay? This week, start on that. Think about that. Remind yourself, Erica, I love you enough. I love you enough to do this. I love you enough to do that. I love you enough to put down the food that I don't need to be eating, right? Start with that. Start saying, I love you enough. Put your name in there. Sam, I love you enough to do this. Jennifer, I love you enough to do this. Just start with that. Just little steps. And if you don't love yourself, that's okay. You can learn. You can learn too. Just one little step at a time. Doesn't happen overnight. You're gonna fall. You're gonna slip. You're gonna hate the woman in the mirror sometimes. Hashtag real life, right? This is just real life. But just start the journey. Just start it. You don't have to get to the end today. Lord help us. We got that like it's gonna be a minute, right? Just start your self-love journey, because when you love yourself, you will show up different for yourself. All right? I hope you have an amazing day. Have a great week. Know that you are enough. I'll see you later.